Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to another Warcraft replay. Here we are on the Netease Ladder. Yeah, exam's finally over and hopefully we can just do a steady stream of Warcraft replays. And yep, here once again we have another Night Elf game. This is going to be a Night Elf mirror. Again, we are going to have TH spawning in as one of these two. I am actually not sure which one it is. I'm assuming it's this one, the red player. Unfortunately the names don't look familiar at all. I don't know if... I know that these aren't their primary ults, is it? It looks somewhat new. I actually can't tell, to be honest, but I do know the heroes that each other have picked, and they have picked different heroes, and that's what we're gonna go for. So we shall see here. If this goes for a keeper, it is going to be Infi. So okay, Infi spawning in as the blue Night Elf in the top right, and we have TH spawning in as the red Night Elf in the bottom left. So key difference. Hopefully you guys will remember that, and hopefully I will remember that, as yeah, not very graced with the actual names, mainly because we are on the translated version of Netease instead of just the standard Chinese language. But oh well, what can you do? You gotta make those sacrifices. Ancient War creeping at the Ogre camp here. Meanwhile, TH going for the mercenary, merchant camp over here. So bringing in a couple of wisps just for that additional healing, and gonna start that off. So yep, exam's over. Try and upload every... oh god, I don't really want to give promises, but I would say definitely at least once a week. I'm hoping at least like once every 3 days, but I'll hold my breath on that one. Force of Nature start here for the Keeper as per usual. We have a +6 claws, which was a very nice pickup there for his first item, so Keeper will do a lot more damage than I guess average Keepers would. We have the Demon Hunter still on the Merchant camp, also picked himself up a pair of claws for himself, so I mean, yeah, all fine and dandy for both sides. Neither, I wouldn't really say Night Elf heroes are too particularly needy in the item department. They kind of have pretty strong abilities without items, so yeah, that's pretty much that. But of course I think the items might help maybe the Demon Hunter a lot more, because I would say he scales a lot better than the Keeper, but I mean, as you can see here, Keeper already filling the front lines with his treants there, able to take out most of these creep camps with very little effort here. Did not go for the rock golem, but that is just I guess rather difficult for now, as the Keeper is now out of mana. Wisp did get entangled, but it will disenchant itself, as I believe an auto attack into full entangle duration actually guarantees a kill, but it seems yeah, you can dispel during that entanglement. Ogre Magi camp in the top left will be cleared out, and this is looking pretty standard start here for 1.30 elves. Most likely a wisp will be popping over and placing down the Tree of Life, as we might not actually get that. We are going for an early tier 2. No Hunter's Hold just yet, but I imagine that is going to be following very soon, as yeah, tech first, which is not something I've seen so far in 1.30. Granted, I haven't watched too much. From what I've seen, it's been pretty monotonous for Night Elves, at least, because it's just early expand with Keeper of Grove and Huntress Harassment, just pressuring your opponent all the time and then freely expanding. But this time around, it is going to be an early tech. We are going to have an Ancient of Wonders, no second Ancient of War, so might not even see any Huntresses this time around. We might just be seeing either a Mass Archer / Hippogriffs rush, probably from both sides, I don't know. I think we saw this in the previous Night Elf mirror, as yes, we do see the double Ancient Winds being placed down for Infi. Meanwhile, TH still going to that tick too, as we don't see a Hunter Soul for himself either, so it looks to be pretty mirrored. I'm trying to remember, I casted a Night Elf mirror a couple videos ago, and it wasn't mirrored exactly. We did have one of the players going for Ancient of Lore units, as in Dryads, versus just, I believe TH was one of the players as well. He just went for Hippogriffs and Mass Hippogriff Riders, so yeah, we'll have to wait and see if that is going to be the case this time around. No Ancient of Lores from either side. I'm assuming TH is going to go for double Ancient of Wind himself as well, as Tier 2 is now completed. He is going to be placing down some buildings soon, as it is actually going to be double Ancient of Lore, so interesting. It almost feels like players don't like going the same comp, but we'll see how this works out. I honestly can't remember who won the last one, but I did remember being very, very vocal about, what was it, Hippogriff Riders seemingly might be superior versus Mass Archers. I'm not sure if that is the same stance versus Dryads, because Dryads do have that slow poison. They do have unarmored though, so might take a lot of damage from the Hippogriff Riders. It depends. I guess in terms of range as well, these guys outrange them because of the improved bow upgrade. But yeah, honestly, I actually can't even remember. Internal laws should be completed. Where was that? Where is Antis Hole? I have actually no idea where it is. Huh, interesting. Oh, there it is. Okay, I am blind. Yeah, Abolish Magic's on the way, as Dryads are starting to be popped out, hopefully to try and counteract these Hippogriff Riders, as there isn't that much anti-air aside from these archers who are away from home. Something I did forget to mention in the previous matchup in Night Elf Mirror was that archers do have Luna's Grace, so they do take less damage from piercing. But overall, I mean, yeah, they do the same DPS, but they are significantly less bulkier than Hippogriff Riders. I mean, look at that, like 240 versus 780, despite the armor disadvantage with the light versus piercing, and of course the Luna's Grace from the archers themselves. I still think Hippogriff Riders might have won in that kind of situation, because there was a lot of Hippogriff Riders. There was like 6 or 7 during that fight, I think. But yeah, it was in fact the Dryads, or the archers, that were chasing away the Hippogriff Riders, or forcing the riders to dismount, which kind of got me confused, because I thought he should have at least tested the waters there a little bit, but oh well. We are going to have a little bit of skirmish here. You can see Dryads applying their slow poison. They are taking a lot of damage from those archers and Dryads, however, so you need to be a little careful there. They're about 5 or 6 in the air, and they are abusing that range slash vision on the hillside, and might be able to pick up free kills, maybe? Nope. But yep, the Keeper has joined the front lines, and he is going to clear out the remnants of this gold mine, mercenary camp, sorry. I guess the gold mine was already partially cleared out earlier. But yep, Keeper very close to level 5, which is surprisingly quick level 5, but then again, all we've seen from the Keeper is that he is just cutting down them trees, making those treants, and just clearing out the first half of his map. This one is the only camp that he hasn't cleared so far as I can tell. Nope, actually we have an Overseer camp over here as well. Tree of Life has been placed down for Infi. Meanwhile, TH still, I guess, trying to build that tier 2 army that he wants. He does have one Ancient of Wind, most likely just for those hippogriffs by themselves, as we are going to tier 3. Bears would be very nice form of tanking, I guess, but we'll see how well that turns out to be, because these hippogriff riders they will be able to stack up on the damage. Hippogriffs at least will be able to provide vision on those above those trees, so the archers can at least fight back. But yeah, those numbers are starting to grow a little bit. We are at 7 hippogriff riders in the air. Not sure if we're going to keep with that number, but we do have about 3 hippogriffs versus 7 riders, so it's only a matter of if they can actually reach them at all, but knowing Infi, he probably won't let that happen. We do have Hunter Soul completed, and we are at +1 attack upgrades for those hippogriff riders. What else? What else? We are at tier 3 as well, so I'm trying to remember if archers actually have a damage upgrade or not. I'm trying to remember. I think they do, but I don't think I've seen it on the tech bar just yet. What's rather unfortunate about this stats viewer is I can't actually see the tech that has already been completed. So yeah, that's kind of bad. But either way, expansion has been spotted. I'm not sure if it's going to be forced to be cancelled, as we are going to have a couple of Shrians being spawned here and hopefully defend as best they can, but Panda as well as a level 4 Demon Hunter is kind of a lot of damage. You can see the Drunken Fire combo there doing its work. Scroll of Protection is going to be used. Dismount, nicely done there to actually dispel. Actually, no, wait. Dispel the burn effect, but it also dispelled the Scroll of Protection effect as well. So, got a bit of a trade-off there, but probably wasn't worth it too well for Infi. I guess he was too scared of those archers. I guess just beating them, but he did lose that armor enchantment, which was a weird interaction. I thought that was going to be good for Infi because he got rid of the burn, but he also got rid of his buff, so it's kind of a two-way thing there. Hippogriffs chasing each other, obviously the most interactive thing of Warcraft 3, as they are going to turn, as the blue hippogriffs kind of got a little too close to those archers there. Expansion is actually going to be destroyed instead of force cancelled there, so that is at least a nice win for TH. Tree of Life for himself being placed down as well, so looking good so far. Needs to be careful not to lose his Demon Hunter, however, as would not like to give that advantage over, but he does have a great healing potion when he needs it. No staff preservation, unfortunately, so that Dryad with 4 health is going to be extremely careful not to give over even more experience to the Keeper, who is nearing that level 6. Pipe of Insight is also very helpful as well. Brilliant Aura is able to keep him topped up in terms of entangles as well as Force of Nature. You can see those Hippogriff Riders are misprocs just everywhere. That Drunken Haze is a very big problem to deal with. I honestly thought he was going to dismount then and then remount again, because well, he doesn't have the armor effect anymore, so all the more reason not to just hold on to that, but oh well. Bears are starting to be added into the army comp here for TH, and that is going to be a bit of a problem for Infi, because those guys are going to be a little bit too big of a wall to actually break down.
Our warriors have engaged the
so yeah, we'll see. +2 attack upgrades is not bad, but then again, oh, actually, I thought TH also had attack upgrades. It doesn't seem so. So, +2 is a lot. I believe it's like a full 10 damage upgrade in terms of like the max attack range. So, that's really good. I think they're the same as 0 archers. Yeah, so pretty much almost 10 base damage for that. More trains being spawned, as we are sticking to Ancient of Wind for Infi. So despite having to actually retreat a lot of the times, he is still sticking with his guns, as yikes, that Drunken Fire is going to do a lot. About a good number of them will be at about 60% health. Some of them are in the reds and oranges, as yeah, that Drunken Haze is still affecting them quite a bit. Thankfully he did not engage in the fight, as yeah, Infi is trying to hopefully get that expansion rebuilt sometime soon, but this is actually pretty good for TH. Even though he is going to lose quite a bit here, his archers are free hitting, he is going to lose his hippogriffs, but he does have that expansion now fully saturated. He's already mined about 150 gold, and yeah, if he can keep that alive, that's going to be really good for him, because he not only destroyed his opponent's base after it got completed, his opponent didn't actually mine any gold off of it at that time, so it was kind of a huge sink in resources. Ancient War is going to get taken down, but I don't think that's going to matter too much, since we are fully transitioned into tier 2 and tier 3 units. Mountain Giants, their taunt should be helpful, but of course need some sort of anti-air measure to deal with these guys, because tanking forever is not exactly going to win the fight. Level 6 Keeper is going to give himself that tranquility. You can see there that he did heal most of his Hippogriff Riders, and I guess Hippogriffs as well, from those constant Breath of Fires. There we go, another Drunken Fire combo there, hitting most of the non-riding Hippogriffs, so yeah, nice bit of tanking, but the Riders are kind of the main deal. Taunt by the Mountain Giant, but those Hippogriff Riders actually turned tail and ran, so yep, not an effective taunt, but then again, still managed to force Infi to retreat, as yeah, this expansion is still not touched. I believe this Wisp did scout for this base, so Infi is aware that he is kind of behind a lot, so he needs to do something to break this this gap in difference, I guess. +1 upgrades is on the way for, what is it, Hippogriff Riders? Yeah, so Hippogriff Riders and the like. Tranquility is going to be cast by the Keeper, and that is going to force, or that's going to make those Hippogriff Riders and Hippogriffs stick around, and at the same time force TH to retreat, as this is not a good fight to fight under a Tranquility, because unless you do burst damage, it is most likely going to be a guaranteed loss there. As you can see here, despite the 70 supply advantage that TH has accrued himself, Infi with his Tranquility is able to keep those units under wraps, and here we go, another Drunken Fire onto the melee Hippogriffs, as the Fairy Dragons are going to be casting their mana flares, as the archers aren't being touched, which is thankful. The bears are kind of soaking a lot of the damage here from the Hippogriff Riders, and this might be a little bit bad for Infi. Is going to ditch his Fairy Dragons, who are sadly stuck in their mana flare forms. Oh, I thought both of them were going to escape, but those archers with that roar upgrade, roar buff, was able to kill at least one of those guys.
Your building is complete. So
yeah, Infi is kind of screwed. Sadly, he is only at 1 hero, which, I mean, albeit Tranquility is nice, once that ability is on cooldown, those Hippogriff Riders are very, very frail. Tranquility is going to be cast once again, and yeah, we'll just keep those units topped off once again, as we have another attack on the expansion this time. At least we are going to mine at least 10 gold, but that might just be it. We'll see, because TH actually chose to pull off, despite having a Mountain Giant with a tree. We are going to fight 69 versus 45. Treants can be added to the mix for the blue side, but is still going to hold off a little bit there. We have about 5 archers slash dryads to deal with those Hippogriff Riders, so they are going to be a little bit wary getting in close. There we go there. I'm missing the Drunken Fire combo. The haze went onto the riders, but the Breath of Fire either whiffed or actually hit the melee one, so not the best, but then again it doesn't really matter as the keeper is gonna get taken down there. GG from Infi as yeah, TH still manages to win this one, so there is that. Yeah, weird one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys again soon.